Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am Zhong, the owner of a Zhong Cage Fighting Series. Going down another epic event on May 20 at the heart of San Francisco, Kezar Pavilion. Right next to me, we have Robert Grant making his professional debut. Coming a long haul, been an amateur for a few years, have a very successful amateur career. Now let's introduce you to all the MMA fight fans out there. Who is Robert Grant and where are you coming from?
I'm Robert Graham. I'm coming from AKA. I also go by the Predator.
Nice. Where did you born and raised?
I was actually born in Oakland, California.
Oakland,
And then
California.
I did elementary in the 209. That's where most of my fights are. And then I guess you could say, raised in 408. So did a lot of time in the 408 and the 209.
Nice. So you in like San Jose area you living at?
Yeah, I live in San Jose.
That's awesome. And you trained at the AKA.
Yeah.
Which AKA do you train at?
The AKA in San Jose.
In San Jose. I know they have a couple of them, right? One in Tracy. Or
Yeah, I got
something?
one in Tracy as well.
That's awesome. Now, Robert, how many years have you been fighting on amateur?
I'd say 4 years. I've been
4
fighting.
years.
Mm-hmm.
You are the veteran of the sport, finally making that switch, turning to a pro. Now, this is going to be a career. Pro debut is usually a big deal. MMA debut is a big deal. Pro debut is another day of a big deal. So very looking forward to have you fight on the show. I'm watching you fight. Very exciting, very intense, high-paced fighter, and finally making that switch. How you feel you're overall on your amateur career?
I feel pretty good. I went 7-1. I lost my last one, but I did pretty good. I think so.
So the last guy you fought, he was coming from LA, right?
Yeah, I think he was
Some
somewhere,
D1 wrestler,
yeah, some D1 wrestler.
high
yeah.
level wrestler. Yes. So, and I know you've been even having a hard time even trying to fight fights now on the amateur circuit because
Yeah.
a lot of people just looking at the record, they do not want to fight guys at 7-1. A lot of finish on your 7-1 too. And now, what do you do for work?
Right now, I just at the house make sure my kids are good, and at the gym. So I'm
Full time.
Full time now.
So forth. Well, now you're fighting a guy. It's also very similar experience as you are. Dupree Goodman, making his MMA pro debut like 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a 1-0. Now he's going for the second pro fight. What's your thought on Dupree Goodman?
I heard he was a wrestler. Other than that, I feel like all the people I've been matched up with now is a wrestler. So
Yeah,
I'm ready for whatever. I'm a wrestler myself. I just rather stand up and bang with people.
Right.
So if he wants to wrestle, we can wrestle. If he wants to bang, we can bang.
Well, you have the height advantage, so I know Dupree is about 5'10", 5'11", slightly a little shorter than you, and you definitely have some reach advantage. How tall are you, Robert?
I'm about, I say 5'11".
5'11"?
Mhm.
Oh, so you guys are pretty much
Same
identical.
height, yeah.
Same height. And I know you guys fighting in the welterweight. What do you walk around weight right now?
My walk around weight is like, I walk around probably at 85.
85.
I
So
wanted
you don't
to-
really cut that much weight.
Yeah, not that much. I wanted to go pro 55s, but I'm a little bigger than I usually am. So I was like 70. If someone wants to fight, I'll fight.
How old are you right now, Robert?
I'll be 30 in June.
You'll be 30. So you're on your prime now.
Yeah.
So it's
about that time.
About that time, the fighter, some of the audience, they don't understand what that means. And prime is in terms like the physicalities and 30 years old, so most density. Also for fighters, most intelligent at that time. So you're on your peak, so making a pro debut, it's a good move. Now, do you have any special loved ones, training partners, coaches that you want to shout out to?
Shout out to wife. She always got my back. She meal preps everything for me. She even made my website herself.
Damn.
So, shout out to her. Shout out to my OG uncle. He been with me for, I think, my last couple amateur fights with me every day, running or whatever. And he's like, I say 45. So he gets out there with me every day and blesses his ass. And then shout out to all my family and friends, AKA family, everybody that supports me.
That's pretty awesome. Now, if people want to get a hold of you to watching you fight, how can people contact you to get a ticket to watching you fight?
You can go to Predator Rob on Instagram. Also, like I said, my wife made me a website, so you can check out all my fights and all my info on that website, and it's also predatorrob.com.
That's pretty awesome. Now, do you have any like a sponsor, any supporters that you want to shout out to?
I ain't got no sponsors yet. I usually do sponsors for my Miami fight, so I'm just looking for someone right now.
Well, this is a big day, so hopefully all your supporters, sponsors, have some loyalty, stick with you all the way through your pro career. On my event, a lot of fighters fight on my show, usually as a pro, 2 or 3 wins, and usually it's going to go to a big league. So it's a good stepping stone for all the Bay Area fighters that want to get to UFC, Bellator. It's a good platform. So and draws a lot of eye. This event's a live stream pay-per-view nationwide. So anybody that want to watch the fight that can't make it to the event, make sure you guys order your pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. We are updating the website this upcoming weekend, so a lot of matchup is going to be on the website. Roughly about 20 fights as usual. Our event, half pro, half amateur. Making sure you guys stay tuned and follow me on Instagram, subscribe my YouTube channel, and then show some love and support, and then so we can keep doing what we do. Now, if your opponent, Dupree Goodman, watch this interview, what do you have to say to him?
Let's bang, baby. Let's get it. I always come out to bang. I always give a good show, so let's keep it going.
Now, a little bit about your background. What got you into martial art in the beginning?
Actually, it's a funny story. One day I was changing and my daughter told me I was fat.
Oh shoot!
So I was like, "What you talking about?" So I went in the mirror and I looked and I noticed that I was a little heavy. So when I first started MMA, I was at roughly almost 250 pounds.
Oh damn!
And I told myself, well, coaches told me if I wanted to fight, I had to drop weight. So that was my motivation.
And how long have you been training in the beginning to get into the first amateur fight?
It took me a year, a solid year to really get all my skills going and get in there.
Do you wrestle in high school?
I did wrestle in high school and I also wrestled in middle school. So I started off in middle school.
Oh wow! So you have a very good fundamental background for MMA, wrestling middle school through high school, and then when do you start join the AKA?
I've only been at AKA for I'll say a year and a couple months now. Tony, actually one of my brothers that goes to the gym, he told me to try
Tony
AKA.
Charles?
Yeah, Tony Charles. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So, he's the one that told me to go to AKA. So he told me there, I tried it and been there ever since.
So before that, where were you trained at?
I was in Modesto at Dynamic. It's Dynamic MMA, but they switched it to, I think it's Fighter Fit now.
Yeah. So you train with Paul
Paul,
Mendoza.
yep, that's my guy.
What happened to Paul nowadays?
Nothing, Paul. He's just getting his groove back. He's still biking and stuff, but I
Does
think
he move to Vegas or something?
No, I think he just let Danny run the gym, and he's here and there.
Danny also fought on my last show, but on the show before, like a couple years ago, I think he retired from fighting now.
Yeah.
Just teaching jiu-jitsu, running the gym. So the gym got a new name for that.
Yeah, I think they switched it more to like a Fighter Fit, more for people to lose weight.
I see. And then you train in Modesto, but you live in San Jose now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I was training in Modesto, I was living in Modesto, and then I ended up moving to San Jose, and that's what made me also go to AKA.
I see. So you moved to San Jose just to change in the living environment, or for work, or for?
I say for work. My wife is a computer engineer, so her work out here is way better than working, Modesto and stuff.
I see. Well, that's awesome. Well, another legend is building on my platform, so I'm hoping, every time I always tell people all the time, first interview on every fighter that's a fight on my show. I'm very curious about a few years down the line, and this little piece of interview will turn into a history, because some of the fighters that I interviewed 10 years ago, now they're in UFC, now they're retired from UFC, and sometimes I'm like, that's the fighter when he made his amateur debut on my show 13, 14 years ago, and now he's on top of the food chain, and it's pretty awesome to watching some of my YouTube channel, some of the old school, many of the AKA fighters actually started on my platform, and now they're on top in Bellator, UFC. It's kind of crazy. So, another one, we have a Robert Grant making his professional debut, and making sure you guys stay tuned, don't miss it out, show him some love and support, hit him up directly, get some ticket from him. Hopefully we can pack the stadium, and as usual, and all the local fight fans come out, support your local fighters. We have good foods at the event. We also serve beers at the event, so making sure you guys come out. Any last word you want to say to anyone out there?
Let's get it. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, Robert Graham. Here we go. I'm Zhong signing out. We'll see you guys May 20 at the heart of San Francisco, Keys Art Pavilion. Good to have you on board, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.